your car's engine. It's kind of important if you want your car to, well, be a car. So today, we've compiled a list of 10 of the worst engines out there that each have their own special way of failing and leaving you on the side of the road. Starting with, some engines burn fuel to make power. The Hyundai Kia Theta 2, well, it burns itself. This 2-liter and 2.4-liter, found in the super popular models like the Hyundai Sonata, Kia Optima, Santa Fe, and Sportage, basically was Kia's modern fuel-efficient workhorse that powered a huge portion of their products. But like your stepdad, it got issues. Yes, the biggest one, metal shavings left over from the factory. No, seriously, debris from the manufacturing process clogging up oil passages, starving the engine of lubrication. That led to seized engines, knocking sounds, and in extreme cases, fires. And when we say fires, we're talking about literal pull over and run for your life engine fires. The issue was so widespread that Hyundai and Kia recalled over 4 million vehicles and faced multiple class action lawsuits. Owners reported random stalling, excessive oil consumption, and loud knocking sounds before their engines completely died. And even after Hyundai and Kia offered extended warranties and engine replacements, people still reported problems. You ever drop a bolt in your engine bay and just stare into the darkness, wondering if it's gone forever? Yeah. You don't have to do that anymore. The Dextaw's two-way articulating borescope is a legit game changer. Its steering lens rotates 180 degrees in both directions, which means you get 360 degrees of control at your fingertips. This isn't just a straight camera on a stick. It moves how you need it to move. And get this, the dual lens setup gives you a forward view and a 90-degree side view at the same time. The 5-inch HD screen shows both in crystal clear 1080p, so you're not guessing what you're looking at. You're seeing it clearly. The semi-rigid gooseneck cable holds its shape like a pro, letting you snake it through super tight spots. Plus, it comes with a magnet and hook attachment. So, when you drop something where hands don't fit, you're covered. It's waterproof, it's oil resistant, and it is built tough. And guys, I just love how small this case is. I mean, it's very lightweight, so it's easy to move around, and open it up. And you can see that this case was made for this endoscope and everything is perfectly situated. Here is the screen, and it makes it super easy to be able to travel with this thing, which I don't know why I'd go anywhere without it. Whether you're diagnosing engine problems, inspecting pipes, or just geeking out over gadgets, this tool delivers. So stop working blind, get eyes where you need them. Grab the Dextaw's articulating borescope, click the link in the description, and you'll unlock a 25% coupon right on the product page. Thanks for supporting the sponsors that support us. Now, back to the show. Ford has had various turbocharged EcoBoost engines over the years. A V6, which they still use today, a 4-banger that was found in the base model Mustang among others, and this. It's a tiny 1-liter fuel-efficient turbocharged 3-cylinder. And even though the other EcoBoosts had issues, this one tops the charts. The 1-liter suffers from catastrophic oil pressure loss, and when that happens, your engine is done. Why? Because Ford, in all their wisdom, designed an internal timing belt that runs through the oil system. And over time, that belt starts to break down, clogging the oil pump and causing the engine to eat itself alive. People have reported failures before even hitting 50,000 miles, with lawsuits and recalls stacking up as frustrated owners are left with repair bills that cost more than their entire car's worth. The Mini Cooper, it's cute, it's fun, it makes you feel like you're in a go-kart on city streets, but those with the 1.6-liter 4-cylinder engine are famous for something else. Instead, it became known for timing chain failures, constant oil leaks, and turbocharger meltdowns. Let's talk about the timing chain first. On a lot of engines, a timing chain can last forever, but in the Mini Cooper, the chain tensioner would loosen up, leading to stretching, rattling, and eventually a complete engine failure. If you didn't catch the warning signs early, congratulations, your entire engine was toast. No avocado. And if you had the turbocharged version of this engine, even worse. Turbo failures, high pressure fuel pump issues, and oil consumption problems made these cars some of the most expensive economy cars to own in the world. And even though driving a Mini is one of the most underrated hot hatch experiences out there, it's unfortunately just not worth the risk. You ever buy a new car thinking, at least I won't have engine problems for a while? Well, if you bought a 2020 or 2021 Kia Soul or Seltos with the 2-liter NUMPI engine, surprise, your engine might have been broken before your first oil change. This engine had one massive flaw: piston rings that were improperly heat treated from the factory and would fail as little as 11,000 miles. And piston ring failure doesn't just mean a little extra smoke out of the tailpipe. it means burning oil like crazy, losing power, engine knocking, and eventually complete failure. Kia issued a recall, but many owners found that even after the fix, the issue unfortunately persisted. If you're looking for an affordable used Kia, that's totally fine. Just make sure it doesn't have this version of the NU engine, or you might find yourself stranded on the side of the road cursing in Korean. 감사합니다. jamanayo. When Dodge revived the Dart name, people, they got super excited. It was no muscle car, but the heritage of the name was enough to get folks to the showroom and out with a new Dart. And once those owners started to drive their Darts around a bit, they noticed weird power loss, sudden stalling, and excessive oil consumption. Yikes. Some reported their oil levels dropping from full to empty in less than a month, with no visible leaks. Turns out the 1.4-liter turbo engine just drank oil like a frat kid drinks Rolling Rock. And when the oil ran low, the engine would stall or completely die while driving. Shocker. I know. Dodge eventually gave up on the Dart entirely, but not before thousands of owners had already suffered through nightmare repair bills and endless engine replacements. The lesson: get an old Dart because at least it has an excuse to break. Let's say you got some money to burn and you want a high-performance luxury SUV, something unique. Well, you might buy a Range Rover Sport Supercharged. Unfortunately, that is a big mistake. This 5-liter V8 was a disaster. The timing chain would stretch, jump teeth, and cause complete engine failure. And that wasn't the only issue. The supercharger, water pump, EGR valve, and cooling system were all prone to failure as well. So what does that mean? It means owning one of these past 100,000 miles is like lighting $100 bills on fire every couple of days. A simple timing chain replacement on this engine up to $8,000. And if your timing chain actually fails, you're looking at $15,000 engine replacement if you can find one used. If you've ever owned a Buick Enclave, GMC Acadia, Chevy Traverse, or Cadillac CTS from the late 2000s, you might have played timing chain roulette without even realizing it. The 3.6-liter V6 was released as more of a fuel-efficient alternative to GM's V8s. But instead, it became famous for timing chain stretching, a problem so bad that GM had to shorten the recommended oil change intervals just to delay the catastrophic failure. And here's how it went down. If you followed GM's original oil change recommendations, the timing chain would stretch prematurely, leading to engine misfires, rattling noises, and, if ignored, a completely wrecked engine. The fix, a $3,000 plus timing chain replacement, if you were lucky enough to catch it early. If not, get ready for $7,000 plus in repairs. American V6s are actually pretty good in my experience. I mean, just think of the Buick 3800. That thing is bulletproof, but this 3.6, a little letdown, to say the least. Audi's 2-liter TFSI was supposed to be the perfect mix of efficiency and performance, but instead, it became one of the most oil-thirsty engines ever made. If you owned a 2009 to 2010 Audi A4, A5, or Q5, you probably had to keep a case of oil in your trunk because these engines burned through oil like it was free. The culprit, bad piston rings that didn't seal properly, allowing oil to slip into the combustion chamber and burn away. Some owners reported losing a quart of oil every 500 miles. The problem was so widespread that Audi got hit with a class action lawsuit and was forced to offer extended warranties. Here's the kicker. Even after Audi's so-called fix, many engines still burned oil. If you're considering buying an older Audi, skip this generation unless you love spending more on oil than gas. BMW has made some truly legendary engines. The S54, the B58. Sadly, the N63 is certainly not one of them. This twin-turbo V8 was actually a monster. It delivered over 500 horsepower in some applications and sounded great in some of the BMW's flagships like the 750i, the X5, and the X6. But I mean, as far as reliability, where do I even start? First, massive oil consumption. Some owners needed a quart of oil every 800 miles. Next, turbocharger failures. Placed in the part of the engine bay, these turbos cooked themselves to death. Also, there were timing chain issues. They stretched, rattled, and eventually self-destructed. Things actually got so bad that BMW launched a customer care package just to stop owners from suing. I mean, that sounds pretty cool, but I'd rather have a functioning engine than an edible arrangement. Okay, on to the next. And now for the undisputed champion of terrible engines, the Chrysler 2.7-liter V6, also known as the Sludge King. This engine was so infamous for failure that it basically ended up in a class of its own. If you owned a Dodge Intrepid, Chrysler Sebring, Dodge Charger, or Chrysler 300 with this engine, you already know what's coming. Oil sludge buildup. The engine ran hot, the oil passages were too small, and oil circulation was terrible, leading to thick, nasty sludge that killed engines prematurely. These V6s also experienced water pump failures where the internal water pump could leak coolant directly into the oil, leading to, you guessed it, even more sludge. And like several of the other engines on this list, they also had timing chain tensioner failures. If the chain slipped, the engine grenaded itself instantly.
Chrysler offered extended warranties and did some repairs, but let's be real. If your 2.7 liter V6 made it to 100,000 miles, you should have bought a lottery ticket. So if you own any of the cars on this list, well, I'm sorry. But listen, no engine is guaranteed to fail, but when mechanical parts and design flaws like these tend to, well, your chances of breakage go way up. So did we miss any engines? Let us know in the comments below. The good, the bad, the ugly. I'll be down there hanging out. And if you enjoyed the vid, like, subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and check out these Ideal vids over here. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. We'll catch you next week, and promise me one thing, keep living the Ideal lifestyle.